680 CJOB. It is Mackling, McGarry, and McNabb. In our next segment, we'll check in with Hal Anderson, the host of Connecting Winnipeg, to find out what he's got cooking up for you just after 10 o'clock. But right now, one of our colleagues with whom we speak regularly has a challenge for you. To climb, you must climb. And it's all to help make dreams come true for sick kids in Manitoba.
So the idea hurts less when you add that last part in, Brett, the idea that it's for sick kids in Manitoba. It's called the Rising Tide Challenge, and it starts right here in Winnipeg, in our building, 201 Portage. And then later on, we'll move to Whistler Blackcomb Mountain. The person spearheading this is our friend and colleague, Grant White of Endeavour Wealth Management. And Grant, it's great to have you in the studio this morning. But Loren, I want you to ask the first question because it was a profound one, and I think maybe the most important question we will ask this morning about how Grant got up here to see us this morning.
The most important thing I'll ask all week. You're challenging people to climb stairs. Did you take the stairs to us this morning?
And I knew you were going to ask that. And
yet, here we are, Grant.
I took the elevator today. You know, I don't even know what to say.
What floor are you on?
9.
You're on 9. We're on the 30th. That would have been a hike, but the point here, my friend.
I have done it before, but I didn't do it this morning, yeah.
Like, we count on you to see the future when it comes to the business and what's going to happen in the markets. Yeah. And you couldn't foresee Loren asking you this basic question, Grant?
You know, I always try to say I don't have the crystal ball, and this is another thing. I don't have the crystal ball on these things.
All right. So. We've admonished you enough.
Thank you.
I think what it boils down to...
I'm calling him later today. Have you taken the stairs yet?
I feel terrible. Thanks.
Good
morning, everyone.
That'll be a ringtone from us. Have you taken the stairs? Look, I think we're all jealous of your ambition here. I think we're all very envious of the idea of doing this. So before we get into the physical side of it, what is the Rising Tide Challenge?
Yeah, so the Rising Tide Challenge was born a few years ago after I met with Andrew Cousy, who's the executive director of the Dream Factory. And, you know, the long story short is, you know, when you talk to somebody like him and what they do on an everyday basis, you just realize, like, the gifts, the dreams that they make come true for kids. You just, one, there's never a dry eye in the room, and two, you just feel like, God, I'll open up my entire wallet, I'll do whatever it takes to help you guys in your mission. And so after one lunch with him, I just said, we got to do more. And I'm always a fan of trying to do something a little bit crazy in the hopes of raising awareness and raising some money, and therefore the Endeavour Rising Tide Challenge was born. And we just kind of looked for, geez, what can we do to push ourselves and raise money at the same time?
So talk about it. What are you doing to push yourself and others, I guess, because I can admonish you, but perhaps by the end of this conversation, you'll have the right to phone me and ask me what I'm doing.
Yeah, so I came across actually this challenge out in Whistler where it's called Everesting. And, I mean, Mount Everest
Everesting?
Everesting, yeah, like as in Mount Everest.
Or is Everesting?
No.
Because we're really good at that.
That seems popular here, but no, it's the exact opposite of that. So the idea is climb a mountain the equivalent amount of times to equal the height of Mount Everest. And so I came across this and I thought, you know, I don't really want to climb Mount Everest, but I wouldn't mind climbing a mountain the equivalent number of times to equal Mount Everest. And so, which is 8 times if you're counting Blackcomb. So it's 8 times up basically. And I have to do it in 36 hours. So that became kind of the genesis of the whole like challenge idea. But we really wanted to bring something back to Winnipeg. And as you know, there's not too, I'm looking across the city from the 30th floor here and seeing that, geez, I can see all the way to the stadium. There's not many hills. So we had to come up with another way to bring a mountain climb, if you will, to Winnipeg. And lo and behold, 201 Portage and Harvard Properties jumped right on board with us as well and wanted to do something with us. So therefore, we created the stair climb here, the tower climb. And the goal is, and I'm challenging all Winnipeggers, anybody who's willing and able and wanting to help out, to come and on September 8th, climb the tower with us. And again, if you go up 8 times, that is the equivalent of one Blackcomb mountain.
Sorry, we have to come and climb 8 times? That's the challenge with you?
I'll give you a break, though. You climb the stairs up, but you can take the elevator down.
Okay. All right.
So over what period of time do we get to do this? We spread it out over a month or?
We're talking about a couple hours. I think we can do it in a couple hours. In one day.
Oh, come on.
One morning, in fact.
Yeah, it's on the event's on Friday, September 8th. The time is 8:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. So do we do this as individuals, or is there a team component, like a relay?
You know, if you're hardcore, you can do it as an individual. I'm going to do it as an individual, but we definitely are open to teams as well. So if you want to do it as a relay, we're planning for teams of 4. So then it's you only have to go up twice. And then you can do it all together. You can structure a team any which way you'd like, but yeah, generally either by yourself or teams of 4 works really well.
Okay, so we once in a while, I think about twice a year, we have a fire drill in this building. Yeah. And going down 30 flights hurts the next day.
Going down's harder.
Is it?
It does something different to your muscles.
It's harder.
Sure.
Tell me it's harder.
It's harder because you're going down, you have to brace yourself from the impact of the stair. Going up, it's just... I mean, that's what I'm telling myself. I'm telling you that.
Well, plus, with the fire drill, it's like a slow plod.
Yeah.
Right? You got to wait. You just like, boom. I feel like, we're like sort of slow elephants just, thundering through, boom, 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 boom. Because, there's this crush of people going down. If I was just zooming down the stairs, that might be easier.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, going up is easier, I think.
Okay. All right.
So
I don't believe you, but I'm going to program that into my brain as I contemplate participating in this challenge.
Now, we do have a training program that's being set up as well. So for anybody who wants to participate, we're going to Brickhouse Gym has generously offered to sponsor the event as well. So we're going to do some group training events there. And we do have a training program that I'm doing for the mountain. So we're extending that obviously to our stair climbers as well, which will help out. So you can have a few weeks lead up time.
I did have a month several years ago where I would climb the stairs every morning from the bottom up. And I found it so... It was like, if you do anything today, at least I did that. It felt good to finish it. Mm-hmm. But I will say there's something about the stairwell that sucks the soul right out of you because there's no view. You can't, it's like you're watching TV when you're at the gym. You can't, the phone doesn't work in there because it's like a bunker. Like there's nothing to do but stare at those pinky beige walls.
Yeah.
And so how do you train for that? Because it would be unlike anything. It's not like you're running even a 5K. It's not like you're doing the 30 minutes on the elliptical or something.
I'm doing
You're just in a hole, like a bunker.
Yeah, I'm doing it blindfolded, actually.
You should.
No. What we're going to do is make it, the stairwell, as you point out, if on its own is not... It's fine, but
there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah,
it's
fine.
It's a stairwell.
But you know how Disney makes lines like really fun and entertaining? We're going to try to do the exact same thing on this. There's going to be break points along the way with different themes, and we've got different sponsors who are going to, like create a kind of a bit of a party atmosphere. The 12th floor in particular, it's actually a wide open floor right now, so we're going to make that a really fun space.
Like a food truck there? Stop at the food
truck. There'll be food.
You should sponsor the floors like they sponsor the holes at golf tournaments.
That's kind of the idea. Yeah, there's a few floors that are going to be sponsored, and they can make it their own, have a theme going on. There might be a little bit of a rave kind of scene going on somewhere. I don't know, but it's going to be fun. We're going to make it very entertaining. So it's not just a beige stairwell.
You've really thought this out.
Yeah.
Now, I remember as a kid watching every year on CTV, Odd World of Sports, they would have the race to the top of the CN Tower. Mm-hmm. 1,776 steps.
Yeah.
How many steps is it? Do you know for the floors here? No?
I don't know how many steps. It's 420 feet.
420 feet. Okay.
Roughly, yeah.
So we're going to do that. I don't know. And the record for that, by the way, is 7 minutes, 26 seconds.
No. Come on.
Good
to
Lord.
go from street level to the top of the CN Tower.
That's impressive because I did the stair climb here and it took about 7 minutes just doing this. So that is really impressive that somebody did the CN Tower.
At the 752 in 1989.
Impressive.
Yeah.
Okay, so the event here is Friday, September 8th, but then soon after that, you're heading out west to continue your climb to the aforementioned Whistler Blackcomb Mountain.
That's right. Yeah, the weekend of September 23rd, I believe. And I have 36 hours to complete 8 climbs of that mountain.
8 climbs of the mountain? I don't know how I missed that part. I heard 8 climbs of the stairwell, but 8 climbs of the mountain. Do you have an elevator to take you back down the mountain?
So I do get the benefit. The gondola does bring me down.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's like, again, you climb up, gondola down on that one. But
okay, so how does this compare? I'll have to look it up in the Grouse Grind. So North Vancouver, right? You have Grouse Mountain, and a lot of people do the Grouse Grind.
I think it's about double. About double. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's about
16.
double.
So 16 Grouse Grinds.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. This is putting it into perspective for a lot of people.
I know you're about empowering others and also helping people and the good work that you're doing to raise money and awareness and all the rest for different organizations. But Why do you want to do this to yourself?
Oh, that's such a great question. I mean, I think I'm always about like empowering others, as you point out. But one of the things is I think you got to live by example, and I try to stress that every day. And so I think if you hope to help other people do big things in their lives and have big impacts, then you should really try to do the same yourself. And this is my way of doing it. And it's something that's outside my comfort zone. I've never climbed a mountain before. I've done hiking and stuff like that, but this is a whole new level of that. And so every year I'm trying to push myself to do something like this. Last year I was climbing down the Hydro building as part of the Drop Zone event, and that was something that was pretty wild as well. And this year, instead of going down, we're going up. So
you can get more information at endeavourwealth.ca, the Rising Tide Challenge in support of the Dream Factory, which, of course, raises money to help make dreams come true for sick children and their families. The goal is to raise $1 for every foot of Mount Everest's elevation, $29,029, to help those kids experience more memorable moments in their lifetime. So the event here in Winnipeg, Friday, September 8th. And if you want to register, again, endeavourwealth.ca, where you can find more information on the Rising Tide Challenge, led by Grant White of Endeavour Wealth Management. Grant, thanks for popping up to see us.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Thanks so much for having me.
Take the stairs down, eh? There's no excuse. Your pass card works to get you on the 9th floor.
We might have to do this.
Yeah, I think we might have to.
Or we could greet him at the 30th with like a CJOB mug. That'll really get him up the stairs.
Yeah, which hole are you going to have sponsored by Torque Brewing? Or which floor? Sorry, still thinking in golf terms.
Third floor. We'll make it easy. You know?
It is 9:48. Mackling, McGarry, McNabb. Weather next, and then Hal on the start.